Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. Welcome to the daily cricket show, Cricket Happenings. And on this part of the Cricket Happenings, yes, it is going to be the 4 days play between England and South Africa, where definitely South Africa were set a target of 492 runs for victory, with Joe Root declaring the innings closed at 313 for 8. And one has to say that the South Africans were really put under the cosh by the Englishmen, and 492 is a very huge total. So probably one is eyeing an England series win tomorrow with a nice forecast for the day, which is coming up on the final day here at the Oval. And South Africa had nipped off some runs here, but I said they were not doing well. They were 117 for 4 at close of play. They require another 375 runs to go and win the match, and it definitely looks very, very improbable right now. So I'll be talking about that game, and then we also have some look at some cricket news, time permitting. But let's start off with this particular game, which I'm talking about, the 4 day at the Oval, and it was the Englishman actually resuming in the second innings with it was Westley and Keaton Jennings who proceeded from their overnight score of 74 for 1. Well, it was a very slow going, I would say. In fact, Jennings hit a few boundaries, but Tom Westley was really into his shell, one could say. After showing the aggressive approach yesterday, I thought Tom Westley definitely went into his shell, and also some very thoughtful bowling by the South Africans by not actually feeding him to his strengths, which is on the leg side. So he had to really work for his runs today, Tom Westley. He did that very well, but in the meanwhile, Keaton Jennings was the first victim of the day as Kagiso Rabada bounced him out by bowling him a bouncer. He obliged, and it went into the hands of Morris. So Jennings missing his 50, he was out for 48 with 9 fours. Nevertheless, at least even though it was not a very convincing innings, at least I would say there was a semblance of respectability in the way Jennings played. Even though people are talking about Jennings not having a lot of runs, I understand that, but still I think Jennings still could be given a chance based on this innings. Joe Root was the other person at the other end. Joe Root was good in his cut shots. He was also good in his pull shots to any short deliveries that were coming in. And Westley, as I said, was really made to work for the runs by the South Africans. But as and when he played any strokes on the leg side, which is predominantly strong area, he was playing it with elan, I would say. And Westley and Root really put together a very good partnership. They raised a good partnership from 92 for 2. They took the score with a 78-run partnership between Tom Westley and the captain Joe Root. They took the score to 170, and that was the time the wicket fell of Westley. It was Keshav Maharaj who did the trick by forcing Tom Westley to leave the crease. Tom Westley had a walk at Keshav Maharaj, probably trying to give him a hike there, but in the process he missed the delivery, and Quinton de Kock was very swift behind the stumps, and he was a goner. So Tom Westley was gone. Stump de Kock bowled Maharaj for 59 with 11 very well played boundaries. David Mallon came in and joined Joe Root at that stage, but it was Joe Root's wicket. The next wicket was also taken by Keshav Maharaj, as that was a tempter. He forced Joe Root to play a stroke in the air. He bowled a ball which Joe Root actually swept, and Morkel picked up the catch. So Joe Root was out for 50 with 6 boundaries. David Mallon was really struggling. He was not convincing at all. In fact, it was one of Morris' deliveries which actually claimed the wicket of David Mallon for 10. He had him LBW with a Yorkling delivery. He was gone for 10 with 2 boundaries. Ben Stokes and Bairstow were the ones like in the first innings really set the game alight for England, because it was a drab affair when Westley, Root, and because things were very, very slow going, and then the impetus was provided as usual by this pair of of Jonathan Bairstow and Ben Stokes. And Ben Stokes actually swung Morris into the cow corner for a magnificent six. Jonathan Bairstow was smoking those boundaries very well, and suddenly this partnership really gave a sort of a real push to the England's innings, which was proceeding in a very drab manner. And as that was going on, and finally it was Chris Morris who had the better last laugh against Ben Stokes, as he actually clean bowled him for 31 with 2 fours and 1 6. Bairstow contributed 63 with 6 fours and 1 6, falling a victim to the bowling of Maharaj. Moeen Ali was run out for 8. Roland Jones indulged himself in spanking the left-arm spinner Dean Elgar for 2 sixes, as he finished on an unbeaten 23 with 2 sixes, 313 for 8, and that enabled Joe Root to actually declare the innings closed for England at that score of 313 for 8, which meant that South Africa was set a target of 492 runs to win, which has never happened in Test cricket. Well, as far as the bowling was concerned, Morne Morgan 19 overs 6 minutes 1 for 44. Philander did not look his usual self at all after that stomach bug that hit him. 15 overs 3 maidens 54 runs and no wicket. Rabada 18 overs 4 maidens 1 for 56. Morris was a bit costly, 11 overs 70 runs and 2 wickets. Maharaj 13.5 overs 2 maidens 50 runs and 3 wickets, bowled well. Elgar 3 overs none for 28. Now it was the turn for South Africa to chase 492, and they did not have a good start. Hino Kuhn, who has been really struggling in this series, was batting on 11 when Stuart Broad forced Hino Kuhn on a drive. He missed it, and it went through his defences. He was gone clean bowled by Broad for 11 with 2 fours. So Hino Kuhn having a very, very torrid time in this series. He has only scored 78 runs so far in this series. Not even 78, I'm not really sure about the stats. Dean Elgar was sticking it out there. It was not easy for Dean Elgar, but the good thing that Dean Elgar was doing was he was keeping the bowlers at bay. Hashim Amla came in, and Toby Roland Jones once again for the second time in this particular test match getting the better of Hashim Amla, as Hashim Amla was forced into a stroke where he was caught by Root in the slips of the bowling of Toby Roland Jones for 5, and then Stokes came in and struck a double blow. First he picked up Quinton de Kock with a real toe-crushing Yorker, as Quinton de Kock was gone clean bowled by Stokes for 5 with 1 4, and Faf du Plessis once again offering no stroke to a delivery from Brent Stokes, and that was the end of Faf du Plessis for a blob. LBW bowled Stokes. Stokes was absolutely ecstatic, and why not, as the South Africans were reduced to 52 for 4, and the situation was looking very, very ragged for South Africa at 52 for 4. But Dean Elgar, as I said, kept the bowlers at bay, took a few blows as well, and played the glide shot through the slips very well. He handled it very well, and the other Ntemba Bavuma really gave him company by really buckling himself down to the task. And finally, the South Africans saw off the day at 117 for 4. Dean Elgar was not out 72, a very good knock under the circumstances from Dean Elgar. Not out 72 with 11 fours, and a lot will rest on Dean Elgar tomorrow if at all South Africa have to reach that particular target. We all know that's a very, very tall target, and there's not much batting to come. Vernon Philander is indisposed, as we all know. Morris is the only one left after Temba Bavuma. Temba Bavuma should also go big tomorrow along with Dean Elgar if at all South Africa have to stand a chance here. Bavuma not out 16 with 1 boundary, did a fine job, 117 for 4 and 375 runs more required. As far as the bowling was concerned, Anderson 8 overs none for 20, Stuart Broad 10 overs 3 maidens 1 for 27, bowled excellently. Roland Jones got the wicket for the second time in succession in this test match, and he'll be very, very happy with that effort, because getting Hashim Amla twice, that really says that he's a good bowler. 7 overs 1 minute 1 for 20 for Roland Jones. Ben Stokes 8 overs 2 for 29, did his job perfectly, dealt a real crippling blow by taking the wickets of Quinton de Kock and du Plessis. Moeen Ali 5 overs 2 maidens, none for 16. So that's the match situation. The final day is all set up. Definitely England are favourites to actually take a 2-1 series lead, no doubt about it. But definitely, and the forecast is also pretty good. So that is the good news for England, that the forecast is pretty good on the final day at the Oval, and they would be hoping to wrap it up soon. So it's only a matter of time as to when the match will get over. So that is as far as the Oval Test match is concerned, which is coming to a conclusion tomorrow. As far as other headline news is concerned, Dinesh Chandimal, who didn't actually play in the first Test match where India won the match against Sri Lanka, one says that he's recovering, and he would probably be back on August 3rd in the second Test match to be played at the SSC ground, as you know, the St. Louis Sports Club cricket ground here in Colombo. That's one news. The other news I can say, the Bangladesh Cricket Board are in negotiations right now with the former Aussie leg spinner Stuart McGill, who always played in the shadow of Shane Warne once upon a time. And Stuart McGill is into talks with the BCB, and as BCB are looking out for a spin bowling coach here. And so these are the news. So I don't have anything else to share, dear fans, subscribers. Hope this broadcast was something which really you enjoyed, and hope to see you all tomorrow on my next cricket broadcast that will be coming up. That will be tomorrow. Till such time that happens, this is your host Ram signing off this on a Sunday. Thank you.